You'd think that celebrities are friends, but one humiliated the other on the VMAs, while the other ended a legend's career with a diss track. These are celebrities who hate each other. And first, let's see how Eminem and MGK began hating each other over a miscalculated tweet, leading to two of the most popular diss tracks ever. You see, it all started back in 2012 when MGK tweeted about how Eminem's then 16-year-old daughter, Haley, was hot as Eminem, being the rap god and protective dad he is, didn't take kindly to this comment. Not only that, but he also blocked MGK from appearing on the popular Shade 45 radio show, all because of this tweet.
The shit is, just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until literally a year and a half later.
But here's the twist. It took him a few years to respond. In 2018, Eminem finally fired back with his track Not Alike from the Kamikaze album, taking aim at MGK for being disrespectful. A diss track that actually got a lot of attention. It was like watching a rap version of a WWE match, minus the body slams. But Eminem wasn't going to let MGK have the last word. He dropped Kill Shot, and well, let's just say it wasn't just a metaphorical name. Eminem pretty much obliterated MGK, so much so that MGK had to quit rapping. However, the hate between MGK and Eminem is nothing compared to our next pair of celebrities. Unlike MGK, who had to change the genre, it seems that Drake would have to change profession after his feud with Kendrick Lamar. These two aren't exactly throwing shade on Twitter or dropping diss tracks left and right, but their rivalry is like that slow burn drama you can't look away from. The tension between these two started around 2013, when Kendrick dropped his verse on Big Sean's Control. In it, he basically called out every rapper in the game, including Drake, saying he was trying to murder them all. Now, most rappers shrugged it off as a friendly challenge, but Drake took it a bit personally. I mean, who wouldn't when someone calls you out on a track heard around the world? Drake responded, not directly, but in true Drake fashion, through cryptic lyrics and interviews. He threw some subliminal shots in songs like The Language and remix, implying that Kendrick wasn't all that he hyped himself up to be. The things between the two were pretty chill over the few years, with occasional diss here and there, but nothing that would cause a world-level uproar among fans until March 2024, when Lamar dropped some disses on the track like That, featuring Metro Boomin and Future. From his point, it was game on. The two threw allegations about each other like it was nothing, with Drake saying that Lamar's wife had an affair with her bodyguard and that Lamar was abusive toward her, while Lamar accused Drake of liking underage girls and having ghostwriters, labeling him a predator. Ultimately, it ended with Drake calling out Lamar in his diss, The Hard Part 6, to prove these allegations. But the damage was already done, because the rumors were already flying about Drake liking minors. Just look at the crowd cheering Lamar as he shoots at Drake, certified pedophile.
Mustard on a beat, how deep, bro. Any rap nigga, he a freak, though. Man down, color ember lamb, tell him free, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like.
You know you lost the beef when Dr. Dre opens for your diss. Now, if you think that they can't stand each other, wait for our next pair of divas roasting each other. The infamous American Idol feud. Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj were both judges on season 12, but let's be honest, it felt more like a WWE match with microphones. These two did not get along, and the tension between them was so thick you could slice it with a high note from Mariah. The two clashed on American Idol over contestants' song arrangements and choices, and just generally hated each other. At one point, it got so bad, Nicki outright called Mariah deaf. pulling out a Q-tip so Mariah could clear her ears. This was hard to watch. On top of it all, Nicki called out Mariah Carey in her song, Hell Yeah.
She's a bitch. She's a bitch. If she called me something that begins with a B and ends in an itch, I rebuke.
Rightfully tiresome if somebody brought me some ice.
And Mariah was asked about it in an interview. But you know, Mariah has selective memory.
Hell yeah, it's about American Idol. And she says, I'm quick to check a bitch if she is out of line. Are you the bitch she's singing about?
Don't know what she's saying. I didn't know she sang. I thought she rapped or whatever.
Not only when it comes to Nicki, but also J-Lo. Now, Mariah Carey is the queen of shade, and this next feud proves it. Back in the early 2000s, Mariah was asked about Jennifer Lopez in an interview, and she famously replied, I don't know her.
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
I don't know.
Die kenne ich nicht.
I mean, it's not like J-Lo was some random person off the street. She was J-Lo. It became one of the most iconic shady moments in pop culture history. J-Lo, on the other hand, took the high road, at least publicly. She's never really thrown shade back, but fans know there's no love lost between these two. However, she did address this beef while talking to Wendy, saying that Mariah was forgetful.
She does say that.
Yeah, she does.
She's forgetful, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know. We've met many times.
Almost 2 decades later, it seems that Mariah still does not know who J-Lo is.
I don't know him.
Does she seem cool?
I don't know her.
Right.
Like what?
If you weren't convinced that Mariah is the queen of shade, this will seal the deal. While Mariah claims not to know J-Lo, I bet that Dwayne Johnson wishes he didn't know Vin Diesel. Now, when you think of two muscle-bound action stars, you would expect a lot of testosterone and maybe a bit of competition. But on the set of Fast and Furious, things got tense, and not the good kind. The Rock threw some major shade on Instagram during the filming of Fast 8, calling out certain male co-stars for being unprofessional. Spoiler alert, he was talking about Vin Diesel. Apparently, Vin was a bit of a diva on set and would show up late, causing delays. Meanwhile, The Rock is all about that get stuff done life. Vin later claimed that the feud was due to him giving The Rock tough love to get the best performance out of him. They've since claimed to have patched things up, but The Rock didn't return for the 9th installment of Fast and Furious, which speaks volumes. You know what also spoke volumes? Nicki Minaj calling out Miley Cyrus in front of the whole world. If you didn't know there was bad blood between the two, now you know. The infamous 2015 VMAs. While most people remember Nicki Minaj for her acceptance speech and that dress, there's one moment that truly stands out. The time she called out Miley Cyrus with a fiery, "Miley, what's good?"
Back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
A little backstory. Miley had made some less than flattering comments about Nicki in an interview, calling her not too kind and not very polite after Nicki had beef with the VMA nominations as her single Anaconda was not nominated for the best video of the year. Naturally, Nicki didn't take that lightly, and when she got on stage, she let Miley have it. Miley, caught in the crossfire, tried to downplay the whole thing, saying she'd been misquoted, but the damage was done. Thus, we got the legendary "What's Good" moment, which will live in award show's infamy forever.
Nicki, congratulations. And just because the VMAs have already started, doesn't mean that the voting is done.
That's not the only thing that will live forever. The iconic feud that inspired Taylor Swift's major hit Bad Blood. These two used to be friends, until some backup dancers came between them, literally. According to reports, Katy poached some of Taylor's dancers for her own tour, and well, Taylor wasn't too happy about it. The dancers were formerly with Katy, and when Katy went back on tour, she called them up, and they left Taylor and went with her. The thing is, they had to go with Katy, as this was already prearranged in their contracts with Katy. Taylor obviously labeled this as an attempt to sabotage her tour. Taylor even wrote bad blood about the whole situation, making the feud public with lyrics that, let's be honest, were pretty pointed. Katy eventually responded with her own single, Swish Swish, and the pop star Cold War continued. Talking to James Corden, Katy pointed the finger at Taylor, saying she started it.
Well, there is
There's no denying it. It's Taylor beef.
for sure, and that's true.
And when are we going to clear that
There's
beef
a
up?
situation. Honestly, it's really like she started it, and it's time for her to finish.
But don't worry, folks, this feud actually has a happy ending. After years of passive-aggressive songs and interviews, they finally made up in 2019. Katy even sent Taylor a literal olive branch. That's some A-list peacemaking right there. But not all feuds end so nicely, especially when Kanye West is involved. If there's one feud that never seems to end, it's Kanye West and Taylor Swift. It all started at the 2009 VMAs when Kanye jumped on stage and interrupted Taylor's acceptance speech, declaring that Beyoncé had one of the best music videos of all time.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
But that was just the beginning. Years later, Kanye would release the song Famous, in which he raps that he made Taylor famous. Taylor wasn't too happy about the lyrics and denied approving them, while Kanye insisted she was in on the joke. Taylor also threw some subtle shade at Kanye in her speech at the 2015 Grammy Awards for these lyrics and generally his hate for her. You think that's the end of it? Nope. She called him out at the 2016 VMAs, using the same words he used when he interrupted her in 2009. Nothing better than getting the taste of your own medicine. The back and forth between these two has been going on for over a decade now. It's like the feud that just won't quit. Every few years, something new sparks between them, and we're all left wondering, when will it end? That's it for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel.